So today we're going to talk about sculpture, or better words for it, construction. Okay, so there's two types of sculptures, or basically art in the round. Another word would be 3D. Okay, it's freestanding and relief sculpture. All right, now you will be creating freestanding sculptures through this practice, but that does not necessarily mean you can't make a relief one. So what are the differences? Freestanding means that you're able to walk around it and see from all different points of view. Relief means that it's on a flat base, okay, so something like maybe cardboard or something like that, and it pops up, okay. So if you look from the side, you can probably see all the different layers of how it can like pop up, and then when you kind of lay it down flat, it just kind of comes out at you. Now there's a few terms that you might need to know when working with sculpture. Attachments are different items that you can obviously attach to your sculpture. These are not necessarily meaning arms. These kind of means like other decorative things that you can add on. For example, if you were maybe making hair, you might use like some kind of like yarn, and you might add stuff to that. Okay, armature is the inner support of stuff. Kinesthetic means the ability to move. You can make sculptures that are able to move, okay? Alter or change means that you're taking it as, notice that I spelled purpose. Sorry, wrong. You're changing it. You're basically taking the shape that it was, and you're creating a new purpose or a new design for it. Embellishment means to make a little bit more fancy, basically, okay? So let's say you're creating a house, okay, and you want to embellish the roof. You might want to use like sequins or something to make it a little bit more exciting. Upcycle and recycle. These are kind of very close together, okay. I know they're slightly different, but I'm going to kind of lump them together, okay. They're basically using objects in a new creative way. Okay, proportion basically means that it has balance. Okay, distortion is the opposite. It's when it's not quite balanced and it's being transformed. Okay, form is basically a 3D object. Subtraction is when you take away from something. Okay, so if we were doing clay, or you were actually cutting out pieces from cardboard, that'd be subtraction. Okay, addition is when we're adding it. Now addition is probably going to be our main one that we do here. Okay, now last thing, a couple of things I just want to make mention on what sculpture is not in middle school. Okay, as you can see these cute little pictures, these are like pictures I would probably find in the lower grades. Okay, they're quick, they're easy, they're cute. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for when you do your sculpture. Now, there are two different types of sculptures or construction that we're going to be talking about today. One is the build or the construction one. It says sculpture is a creation of three-dimensional forms. A form is an object defined by contour, height, depth, and width. One way that a sculpture can be created is by assembly or construction, joining different elements by gluing, wedging, paper macheing, nailing, and binding together to create a piece of artwork that can be either seen in the round or one-sided. Okay, some construction sculptures start off with armature, all right, so that core structure, and is sealed in to help produce the final image. Now we can kind of see this in two different ways here. The shoe is actually made with one piece of material, well, technically two, so it's all wire. So they built the basic structure of the shoe, okay, and then they kind of wrapped it with the wire. Now with the other ones around here, you can kind of see how with the Pringles, they created the Pringles, they added the details, and they probably paper mached the entire thing over and then sealed it with some paint and stuff like that to make it really fancy. So that's the basic form of building something. So when you're actually building something and you want to actually have it be a shape, okay, where you're not worried about what objects you're putting in, you're like, I just want to make a house, or I want to make this, okay, you're going to be using materials to kind of join them to build like a skeleton that goes underneath it. It says, when design a piece of sculpture, the outside is not the only thing that needs to be considered. You also have to worry about the inside. So some of the things that you can worry about the inside, and by the way, it doesn't need to be perfect, okay? You can use cardboard backing, cut up plastic tubes, wet cardboard, and reshape it. All right, so that means you just wet it, you reshape it to what it is, and let it dry, and it'll hold it, okay? Cut up a cardboard box, layer. Use crumpled up newspaper, found object, okay? After the support is created, then you worry about doing the outside. For the outside, you can either cover it or dress it up or however you want to do that, okay? So with sculpture, you're going to have to be building these and attaching things. And one of the things that you're going to need to worry about is craftsmanship, okay, is how clean something looks. And when you're dealing with glue and attachments, you might want to start thinking literally outside the box, okay? So what does this say? It says attachments and adhesives. When working with different materials, how you join the materials together is kind of really important, okay? The right adhesive or attachment method will allow for the structure to be strong and secure. In addition, it will add to the sculpture's overall craftsmanship. How neat it looks, okay? How clean, how, put together and organized, all right? Not all projects can be put together with hot glue. Sorry, I'm not going to be doing that, okay? On the right-hand side, there are different examples on how to attach cardboard or paper in order to provide strength to a structure, okay? Also, there are different specialty glues that are geared to different materials. So if it can't be done with white glue or a glue stick or a little bit of hot glue, ask me. I actually have extra different kinds of glues that might work with what you're looking for, okay? So the last thing we're going to do before we go on to the next part is I would like to show you how to actually use paper mache as one of the ways that you can kind of seal things in. Also, I'm going to show you how to build up stuff using cardboard and newspaper. Okay, so I want to talk about how to build an actual piece of sculpture when you have a core base or like an armature or something that's underneath some kind of structure. And you want to seal it in with paper mache. Alright, now first off, if you ever hear me saying it looks like baby snot, it's because it's like this watery, thick thing. Now this one's actually a little bit thin, and if it ever is the case, let me know, and then I can actually add a little bit more glue, or I can leave it out and it'll get a little bit thicker, okay? So, when you're working with this, okay, as you can see, it gets very messy, alright? You want to be in the wet zone first off, okay? So let's say I want to create an actual wall. All right. A couple of things that you can do is definitely check out the attachments little chart, and it can give you ways to actually build things up. All right. So for example, if I want to make like a cube, okay, I could fold things over. Now I'm going to be sealing this in. So it's not like I need a lot of tape, just enough to get me going. So, and by the way, no, just like sewing, no one's going to see underneath. Okay. And like sewing on there's the wrong side. Well, the underneath is the wrong side. Actually, let's do it this way. Yeah, that's nice and structured. Alright, so let's say I wanted to make this and I need to wrap it around. I maybe wanted to have maybe a balloon, okay? I wanted to create something over like a circle, alright? What you can do is you can use cardboard and tape and even a little bit of newspaper to build the structure that's underneath, okay? So when you have this structure, all you have to do is just kind of get what you kind of hoping that the skeleton would look like underneath. When you're done, you would add the paper mache. Now, of course, hold on, let me grab it because my paper just fell down. Alright, sorry. Okay, how you layer this up is you want a wet layer and then you want a dry layer. Okay, so what you do is you take this
dip it in to the baby snot, pull off any excess, okay, and you're going to wrap it all the way around, and you're going to smooth it out, all right? You don't want any lumpy areas, okay? It's just how it is, okay? And notice I'm using small pieces, not huge pieces, to go around. Now, see how that's popping up? Well, let me tell you, I'm not done yet. Little by little, it will all go down. You're like, well, what is a wet layer and what's a dry layer? Well, the first layer is probably going to be really wet, okay? So when you go in, all you have to do next layer is just add a dry piece on top of it, okay? And it'll just soak up. Now, it'll probably take about a day or two to really dry, so please take that into consideration when you are creating stuff like this. Now, see how that's starting to kind of really fold over? Okay, I probably should, to really get this going, watch. I could take this, I could probably seal this in so it's not popping out. Okay, all right, so that's how you work with paper mache and how you can kind of build a structure that's underneath using cardboard or newspaper. Get creative, okay? If you think that maybe having a wooden piece somewhere here might help you, or nailing something down to support it in some which way, absolutely fine, okay? All right, and that's all you really need to know about paper mache and building a structure.
Now for your practice, you're going to create a mini little birdhouse, okay? You're going to cut. You're going to go get some cardboard, and I want you to cut from the edge 3 by 3. That's 3 inches by 3 inches, 5 pieces of cardboard, okay? You're only allowed to have that amount of cardboard, all right? You can tear it apart. You can do whatever it is that you need to build your birdhouse. Check out the attachments. If you need to use tape, it's absolutely fine, but I would like you to paper mache it, okay? So remember, when you're doing this, use small pieces of newspaper, okay? When you're done, put it on the drying rack, okay, underneath the table, and take a picture of it, all right? And that is all you really need to do. Now, the second type of construction or sculpture that we're going to be doing is called recycled or altered art. So basically what that is as you can kind of see examples, is that you take an object and we're going to change it. We're going to have a different purpose for it, okay? It says, first off, altered art and recycled art are pretty close related. Both involve taking an item that was originally used or created for something else and then adding or modifying them by means of painting, gluing, adding, removing parts, or completely dismantling, mashing it up. Tons of stuff here, okay, with something else and reinventing it into be something entirely different, okay? The only difference is the level of newness, all right? So as you can kind of see example, the little 2 figures at the top, okay, they're all metal pieces, all containers. They took it apart, they put it together, and now they have a new purpose, okay? So let's see, it says examples that you can use. Whole bunch of examples there, okay? The object used in the form of art can be designed to be easily, can easily be detected what it originally was or transformed into. So, for example, the shoes. I can definitely tell you those were newspaper, okay? They were disassembled, cut apart, put back together. They're now shoes, all right? Now, for you to kind of practice with this type of art form, what I have done is I have selected a few items and you're going to be creatively putting them together, okay? So you're going to get 3 items, which after this I'm going to show you a short video on what it looks like you're looking for, okay? It's going to be a cup, a Post-it, and a paper clip. You must transform, cut, wedge, reglue, however you would like, into something different with a new purpose. So I kind of don't want to know that it is a cup. I don't want it to be used as a cup, so you're going to have to look for something else. You may add color. That's up to you, okay? When you're done, take a picture of it, put it into recycled art, okay? Label it, excuse me, and then put it into your finished medium. And after that, you are all done with exploring and playing around with sculpture.
All right, for your one practice that you're going to be doing, you're going to be doing kind of like an altered art piece. So in this bin, you're going to find your 3 materials, okay? You only get one of each. You lose it, sorry, okay? You are allowed to kind of cut apart and, you know, do different things with it. In here, you'll find your Post-its, you'll find the paper clips underneath. You may color it however you want. Paint is not allowed, okay? You may glue it. I believe I say what kind of glue you're allowed to use, all right, and how you join them. Check out the way to join things, okay? The, attachment, okay, in the paper that we went over. They have some great ideas on how you might be able to do different things with that, okay? So that is all you really need to know, because honestly, when you're looking at, I'm going to show you something. Okay, you see these guys? That is altered art, okay? It's taking items that we know and putting them together to be something that's really cool, okay? Can you tell what that is? I bet you can. All right, so that's what you're going to do. You're taking the few items that I have presented to you, and you're going to come up with something that's amazing.